All right, so the last page here, number 19. It says find all the zeros used to provide a graph to find the first zero, and then synthetic division to find the rest. So on this graph, what we've got is that the one zero that we have here is that x equals -1. So what I can do is I can plug -1 into synthetic division. Let's just make sure this works. So I have 3, 2, oops, I'm missing the x, right? X to the first power. So that's going to be filled in with a 0. So I have 3, 2, 1, and then my 0. So let's go ahead and put this in. So we're going to get 1, -1, 0, and then the 2. Again, we're holding in place with a 0 because we didn't have an x term. So if we bring this down, you're going to have a 1. -1 times 1 is -1. That's -2. -1 times -2 is +2. 0 plus 2 is 2. -1 times 2 is -2, and this is 0. Remember, this should equal 0 because -1 crossed the x-axis. It crossed the x-axis at -1. Now, what do I have left over? This is my remainder, my constant, my x, and my x squared. So I have x squared minus 2x plus 2 equals 0. Now, this thing does not factor, so I have two choices. I can either solve it by using the quadratic formula or completing the square. Let's go ahead and do quadratic formula. No, let's complete the square. Yeah, we can complete the square. So if I go x squared minus 2x, move the -2 over, I'm going to add something here, So half of -2 is -1, -1 squared is 1. So this is going to give me, if I factor this, it's x minus 1 times x minus 1, or x minus 1 squared. -2 plus 1 is -1. If I take the square root of both sides, I'm going to get x minus 1 is plus or minus I. So I'm going to get x equals 1 plus or minus I. So all the zeros here, if I want all the zeros, I have x equals -1. That's the one I got off the graph. And then my other two are 1 plus or minus I. Okay, then this one right here. So here I have choices for zeros. I do want to pick a nice one though. So maybe we'll pick like x equals 1. Okay, clearly picking this one's not a good idea because I can't tell exactly what it is. This one looks like it's going to be at x equals -2, so you can pick that if you want. But remember, if you pick one of these and you plug it in synthetically, it better equal 0. So when I plug 1 in, okay, let's make sure that we're counting down, right? 3, 2, 1, 0. So I'm good to go with that. So this is 3, 4, -5, -2. And again, the remainder needs to be 0. If it's not, then that means that didn't really cross the x-axis there. So bringing this down, I get 3. 1 times 3 is 3. 4 plus 3 is 7. 1 times 7 is 7. -5 plus 7 is 2. 1 times 2 is 2. -2 plus 2 is 0. So that worked. So this is my remainder, my constant, my x squared. So this is going to be 3x squared plus 7x plus 2 equals 0. And this actually does factor using the big star. So I need two numbers that multiply to make 6 and add to make 7, which is 6 and 1. Divide by your leading coefficient. So this would be a 2. So I'm going to get x plus 2 times x plus 1/3 equals 0. So I'm going to get x equals -2 and -1/3. And if you look, hey, look, that looks like it's probably at -2 and -1/3. So if you want to write out a list of all your zeros, it's going to be at x equals -2, -1/3, and 1. All right, there you have it.